Welcome back to our journey through the world of LEGO Lord of the Rings. It's Bricknerd here, and throughout this retrospective, we will follow the journey of Frodo and the Fellowship on their quest to destroy the One Ring and free the lands of Middle-earth.
Setting off from Rivendell, Frodo and the Fellowship face their first test of courage deep underground in the abandoned dwarven city of Moria. This is set 9473, The Mines of Moria, and like I mentioned last week, it's one of my favourites of this entire theme. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Starting with Gimli, he is identical to the version that we looked at last episode, although this time he is dual-wielding axes. So can never have enough axes, and I think a super important character to include in this set given that it's the Dwarven City. So Legolas is the next member of the Fellowship that we meet in this set, and he introduces yet another elvish headpiece in this theme. We saw a couple last week, and here's another one. We'll see it again in this theme in different characters, and then of course it was recolored a bunch of different times for the Hobbit as well. So he also comes with a brand new bow mold because, let's be honest, the old one would not have sufficed for this character. It's also funny that in 2012, Marvel also gave us the compound bow with Hawkeyes, so a couple of new bows appearing at the same time there. Legolas was exclusive to this set upon its initial release, however since then this character has appeared in a bunch of different sets, so he's one of the more common members of the Fellowship. So Pippin is up next, and like Merry, he has an olive green short cape, and he has a very terrified expression on his face, which is fitting for the fool of a took that he is. He comes along with a short sword, ready to face the enemy, and up until Rivendell came out, he was exclusive as a character to this set. Boromir is the last member of the Fellowship included in this set, and like Pippin, this is his only appearance in the original theme. He brought with him a new colour for the Dastan hairpiece, which has then seen use in Star Wars and Harry Potter in recent years. He comes with his sword and an appropriately decorated shield element. Taking on our heroes are the two Moria orcs included in this set. Again, they are exclusive, and in contrast to their standard orc brethren, they have this olive green skin colour and more metallic armour as opposed to the tan and more leathery armour of the standard orcs. They do fall short in the legs, however, so without printing they feel a little lacking for detail within the line of sets. They include a wide variety of weapons and accessories within the set, and they look great in numbers. It's just a shame there wasn't a cheaper way to acquire a greater number of these figures. And then we get to the big boy. The Cave Troll is incredible. If you haven't experienced this figure, you've got to get your hands on one. He dwarfs the traditional big fig, and while still lacking articulation in the head and legs, his arms are ratcheted, which just allows for much stronger posing rather than using the traditional Technic pins. This character appeared at a very strange time for LEGO Big Figs. The standard style that we've come to see with the Hulk had not been consistent, and in that span of years from 2009 to 2012, we had the Rock Monsters, Wampas, Rancors, Lotso, and all others with completely different design philosophies and features. So this design would eventually settle down in 2014, 2015 with the standardization of the Big Fig arms and hand elements as we see with Darkseid, Gorilla Grodd, Thanos and others. So of all of these, the Cave Troll is one of the best detailed of the bunch, and I just love the use of the sand blue as the base colour. Sand blue is a great colour, in my personal opinion, and he comes with this large brick-built club to smash his enemies. So with the figures out of the way, let's take a look at the four main builds of the set. We'll start with the smallest first. This well is a simple build. It's decorated with some stickers, but it looks nice without any off-palette colours intruding and standing out. There's a simple feature to drop the skeleton and the bucket just down the well, and it's super easy to reset. Just tip the thing over and pour any of the components out. So Balin's tomb is another small but vital part of the set. You can see there's some runes on the top cover, just made up of some stickered elements, which mine are starting to peel, so it might be time to replace them. But inside there is another skeleton, and with this button on the side, you can just toss him out. And well, I don't condone it. It is possible to fit the Balin figure inside. Rest in peace, we will never forget. The doors represent a much more sizable portion of the set. They're nicely brick built up and they can be locked with this axe that's included in the set. There's also a feature on the side that allows you to fling off part of the wall, simulating some cave troll damage. There's a torch, a spear, and some other stickers around just to decorate them up, and they look really good. The main wall of the chamber is the biggest section of the set, and its main feature comprises of being able to drop these 2 columns down via some Technic beams on the back, again to simulate some more cave troll damage. You can also pop out this treasure chest from below the main section to discover some gems, some gold. However, it's a bit of a shame that there's no mithril depicted anywhere in the set. Another part of this area is the library up above, which you can see depicted with some stickers, and we get a couple of books. One is blank and one has a sticker on to depict the book of Mazabul, which Gandalf reads in the film. So now comes the part of the video where I like to talk about any of the rare elements in this set, and I think the most unusual to most of you might be some of these Heroica weapons which are included in this set. As I said, they appeared in the LEGO Games line, first as a part of the LEGO Heroica sub-theme, as being sort of weapons for some of the micro figures, even though they can't hold them. But they're included here, they're included in a couple other system sets, maybe one other system set, and they're super nice. I like to use them just to scatter around the floor of this when I have it on display, and it just adds some extra detail. Beyond that, most of this set is built up of pretty basic bricks. And so the most valuable part in this whole set, outside of the figures, is going to be the sticker sheet. We saw some stickers last time with Khazad-dum. This is the set that really uses a lot of important stickers. So if you want to do in the library, for example, like a pretty vital set, so this one at the door. So that sticker sheet will run anywhere from 20 to 50, so hard to find those available on Bricklinks. But you can also get a reproduction sticker sheet. And we have the Shiba. It's not technically a LEGO Tourist approach, but it doesn't have a problem with reproduction stickers, especially because these ones take axe. You probably noticed throughout the theme that a lot of them have little bits of dust, so they start to feel like a corner and look really gross. So that's one of the biggest complaints I have with this set, some of those sticker applications. But again, this is not something I use, so it's probably, in fairness, time for them to be replaced with brick colours. So I do want to just quickly now give some of my personal thoughts on this set. I mentioned that this is one of my favorite sets of the theme, and it really is. It's just such a complete set that gives you so many little details that when you put it on display, it really creates an immersive scene. The figures are all really fantastic, and it's great that, 4 of these guys were exclusive to the set. You get the fantastic cave troll. You really get a faithful depiction of this scene here, and I'm just really happy with this set overall. Now that I've hyped it up enough, I have to break the news of how much this costs, because this retailed for $80 back in 2012, which for $80 I think was probably a little expensive. I think the figures and the cave troll sort of helped that price, but based on the builds alone, probably could have been a little cheaper. But Lego's never been cheap, and that just goes to prove it. So $80 was great. Again, now, sorry, I don't want to have to tell you, because it's like $300 to get a copy of this set now, which is ridiculous, and it's just such a good set. So this is one of the ones where I've been saying, hey, don't buy some of these smaller sets if you want to get into this theme. Put the money towards one of the bigger ones. This is definitely a highlight. This is definitely one that you should get, for sure. Again, this one is much beloved within the LEGO Lord of the Rings community, and for good reason. Opening up this set for Christmas was one of my most cherished childhood memories, and I've had such fun with it in the decade plus that I've owned it. And it's currently actually one of the only sets that gets its own little space up on the display, because it's so good and it's so complete. This is definitely a worthy contender for best set of the line, although you have to stick around to the end of the series to figure out which set is crowned with that honor. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and thank you for joining me for this episode of the Retrospective. I hope you'll join me next time as we wrap up our look at the Fellowship of the Ring with the Orc Forge. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more LEGO Lord of the Rings content.